This screencast, I'm going to tackle the tell, don't, ask kata from Gabriele Tondi. We've done this recently in one of my learning hours, and yeah, I just want to sort of provide my solution, or just like, again, maybe some inspiration on how I approach this kata. We're tasked here that there's code. Here I can show the name again. Yeah, here we are tasked that there is so-called legacy code, which violates the tell, don't, ask principle and has a very anemic domain model, meaning objects have getters and setters, and all the logic around them happens in a service class or a use case class in this case, instead of together and the objects where the data comes from. And yeah, this has a couple of downsides. We can, again, there are links here to Martin Fowler's wiki describing this, let's call it code smell or anti-pattern. And yeah, we're asked to remove all the setters. We will also remove as much as we can all the getters. And then even motivates us to try to find even more, maybe even update the tests. So let's have a look. We are here in this project, quite a couple of classes. We have some repositories where data is coming from, potentially a database. We have domain objects, which right now, again, private fields, getters and setters to get the data out there, but no logic is here. And then we have a use case architecture. So these use cases are the interesting classes where we want to find code smells and improve the code. And yeah, let's just get started here. The request class, they are in this architecture kind of DTOs that bring the data to the use case. So this class we ignore with only having getters and setters. We don't care that much. We usually just call the getters because we don't update those request objects. But we see that we make decisions based on order. We ask it about its status, and then we do something with it. But yeah, this doesn't have to happen here, as we will see in a moment. So when I decide I want to give this a better name, that someone understands what this if statement is about, we're basically checking, is this order already shipped? So I extract the method, I call it is already shipped. Now we have a private static method with one argument. This is, again, always prime suspect. This should be maybe moved somewhere else. It's static, meaning it doesn't have any connections to the fields of this class. So it could be anywhere on any class. And then we see it has one argument, order, and that is usually a strong hint where this method instead could be. So we move it to order. Now it's still a static method, as you can see in line 17, order dot is already shipped, and we pass order again to it. This is not very pretty yet, so there's another refactoring where we can say convert this to an instance method now. It asks us on which class, so order is already selected here. So we do this, and now it's an instance method. We can see it's used here, order dot is already shipped. We can inline the getter now because we are inside of this class, so we can access the field directly. And then let's maybe also flip the statement. If I run tests, we see everything is still passing. And yeah, this is sort of how we slowly migrate away from an anemic domain model to a rich domain model where objects have data and behavior. And we can also, again, find very good names for the code, that it's easy to read, easy to understand. So we do this a few more times. As you can see here, we have a few more places where we call get status. It's already rejected. Private static method, one argument. So we'll move it to order again. Okay, we can run tests. This wasn't the plan though. We make it an instance method again. We inline the getter. We flip the statement. Now we run tests. Okay, we're happy. We will commit that. We do the same with if it's already approved. We move it. Convert it to an instance method. We inline the getter. We flip it. Okay. So with the setter here, it's a little bit more difficult right now because of this ternary operator. So the first thing we're going to do is give us an if statement, please. Add some braces that we can easier read it. Okay, so here we approve the order. This one we can as well change. We don't have to expose again what is the enum, how do we store the status of the order. So we move this to order. Make it an instance method. Inline the setter. And then we do the same for eject. Convert to instance method, yeah, one last time. So now, again, I would argue this looks much better. It's easier to read. It's shorter. The order object properly encapsulates the fields it has, how it's storing its state. If there is an enum or not, other classes don't need to know right now. So again, this could initially have been maybe an integer, and we map the numbers to some status or so, but now it's a proper enum already, and no one would have noticed this refactoring if things were properly encapsulated. There is no unused getter or setter yet, so we leave them all. We run tests maybe and commit one more time. But yeah, this use case is done for now. So we'll check what else is here. Here in this use case, we see a setter. This could basically all be a constructor call. Or maybe we even try that this time. So okay, let's make it bigger. Create new order. Here we see there is no parameter, but it returns an order. So maybe this could be a factory method on the order class. So we move it there. Yeah, let's maybe just call it and create new. So now it reads order.create new. And these we could inline now. Yes, we can directly assign the fields. I mean, we're in this class. Not sure right now if it's pretty or not, but we'll leave it here as is for now. At the same time, I could create another constructor. So and then I could just here say, oh wait, we need the total, so that was new big decimal. Let's assume Copilot got it all right. I can inline this. Now I want to run tests. Okay, they still work. So we take that as a win for now. Sorry. Again, we can ignore the request. This time we have for now products to deal with, not orders. Or maybe later, so yeah. For now we see again here there's happening a lot which we don't understand. So we extract the method to give it a name. It's the best name I can come up with right now. We see it's a private static method with one argument, so it's very mechanically, it's just the same thing again. We move it to product. How do I get up here? So convert to instance method. Now we can inline the get price. We can inline get category. We run tests. We see everything's still passing, and take that as a good sign to continue. This is calculate unitary text amount. This accepts product and big decimal. We move it to product. Make it an instance method. Can inline the price, and then this one we could actually replace with this one, meaning we don't need this one anymore. Let's see. So this is still passing. So this might work. Who cares even about that one? Okay, we do something. Again, we might. I have a feeling we might be able to move all of that over. So this takes something from the request. I don't want the whole request. We just want the quantity. So we promote that to parameter. Now we only depend on quantity. And it's private static. So again, we can move it even if product is not a parameter here. Let's move it there for now. Make it an instance method. And this one, unitary text amount, this would be calculate unitary text amount. Oh, we went wrong somewhere. Interesting. This, I may double check. This is interesting. And again, this is not scripted, so I'm also doing this sort of by now for the third time, but I never got that far when I restarted the video. Do we try to go back, or do we try to figure this one out? This DOS price is null. How can this be null? We have not changed like the getters or setters for the product's price. So, but okay, let's undo that for now. We seem to not get anywhere. If I run it like this, we're green again, yeah? So because we don't have a product. No, okay, yeah, that is wrong. That shouldn't have been on product then. My mistake. So we leave it here for now. Let's see. But I still want to, yeah, no, quantity, that is good. Okay, here I want to do the same. So here, say calculate tax amount. And we don't want to depend on the whole request, just on the quantity. No, we don't want to do more for now. Now we're back at order, or order item actually. What is order item? Also a domain mod object. Here, this is very clear violation. We ask a class, give me your list, and then I add something to that list. Maybe the object should rather be in control of adding things to its list. Maybe there are certain rules or so. So, let's do this. Now we can continue as before. We move this to order. Here on the top. So we make it instance method on order. So then it just accepts the order item. We can inline this getter. Yep, we like this much more. So because again, now we have the ability, we could change this internally to be an array. It could be a set, it could be a map, or whatever other data structure we want to use. But this is hidden from other people. Here as well, we update the total. We migrate this to order. Convert it to an instance method on order. Set total we can inline. And here as well, we can say total.add. Okay, much better. Or maybe we call it even update tags. Let's see. We move it. So do we like update tags more than add to total? Should we add to tags, or maybe we'll go with update. Running tests again. Okay, we're green. Maybe we should commit. So our order creation use case. This I like more. Where are we using this? Okay. But this all feels like it could be one method. Those two don't depend on each other, but those. Let's try again. Ah, no, we only want one. Ah, okay, that's how we can split them. So now we do the same again. We don't want to depend on the whole request, we just depend on the quantity. We could maybe move it to product. There is a conflict. Let's refactor anyway for a moment. Ah, yeah, well, remove this as well. Okay, now it compiles this. Does it still pass the test? Yes, it does. Okay, so this might have worked. Calculate tax amount. This is private now. This could also be just this. For that I have to make it again. Instance method, we run tests. Okay. Yeah, no, this looks good. And here as well. Maybe now it works. Stop, too early. I want to not depend on the request again. Move it to product. There is again, wait, we need both, the private one as well. So now we move both of them here. We make this an instance method, product. Can inline this one. Now we're up here, I think. So yeah, tests are all still passing. Move this under here and this under here. Potentially could even inline that one. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I guess personal preference if we want those temporal variables or not. Let me. Yeah, no, those will leave. So back to the use case. What happened here now? We immediately asked the product, what's the tax amount given a certain quantity? Yeah, we could inline them, but since we used them twice, they seem to go together. So, no, this is for order item, and the other one is for the order. But this almost feels like, yeah, no, we'll leave this for now. Like my thought was like if I calculate this for the product, when I add the item here, we would do those calculations all in order then inside this method, but nah, that maybe feels a little bit wrong. So it looks like we're also done here. There are no excessive setter calls anymore. We potentially could, again, no. This is again create. If we make this again a factory method on order item, why does it take the item request just for the quantity? So again, I would push that out. Yeah, we need the whole product apparently. But the tax amount we could calculate from the product, can't we say? Calculate tax amount based on quantity. Yes, so then we can remove that one. And I have a feeling we can do the same here. Product calculate taxed amount based on this quantity. So suddenly this method only takes 2 arguments. I think it's quite nice then. So order item, now let's just rename that to create, or create from product and the quantity. Yep, why not? So suddenly this method here is quite short. easy to read and understand, I would argue. And there are those we just need here. Now we could inline them. Now I could be like, okay, it doesn't happen here. Update the total. And again, we could just pass product and quantity again. I have some feelings that those things should happen here. I'll do some manual refactoring. We are green. We commit. So I'll copy those two lines. I'll go here. I put them here. Okay, now we are a bit. Well, we would get the quantity out again. But we could get the product. And then from the product we could ask, calculate so we could do that here. We probably can do that here as well. So this makes this here very short now, but I almost think I like this. I mean, I had this hunch earlier, and now it kind of feels like, yes, we add an order item, so we have to update the total. This should always all happen together, that not someone can add an order item and then forgets to call, hey, update the total and update the text. So I'm not too happy that again there we go. We do it differently. We say add order item. Like this, it could work as well. Okay, first time I'll do this, but I think I like that. We ask for the product. When we find no product, we throw an exception. If we find a product, we'll again pass it along and extract the quantity here, and then everything else happens inside the order. The order knows, hey, I have a list of order items, so it creates an order item based from the product and the quantity. It adds it to its own list and it updates the total. And now we can even say again, we don't need to reach into the order item, we just have those values here. Yeah, I think I like that a lot more. Again, and those three belong together. We add something to the list and we have to update our total. Which also means if I run tests, they are still green. Update total is only called from here, so we could make it private. And same here. Yeah, now we're hiding a lot more. And that again looks like we're done in this class. So let's commit again, ignore those. We have one more use case, yes. So what happens here? Order shipment use case. We look up an order, we ask it if it's already created or rejected. I think this one we can ask. So we can now reuse some of the methods we already have. Here we can say it's already shipped. Yep, this also keeps passing. And we don't have that one. Is already created. We move this to order. We make it an instance method. Inline the getter. We flip the equals. Okay, everything is still passing. Our use case now. We could even move this OR statement into like a method called cannot be shipped and move that order over to order. Not so sure. But then again, why not? Order cannot be shipped. The order can answer that question. And we throw, yeah. If it cannot be shipped, we throw exception. If it is already shipped, we throw an exception. Shipped twice, yeah. So that also makes sense. This also reads somewhat nicely. If, again, it cannot be shipped, then we throw exactly this kind of exception. Otherwise, there is one more with setting it shipped. Again, we want to hide the enum and get rid of all setters, as the README mentioned. So we achieve that here again. Yeah, looks like we're done with that one as well. There was not that much to do here. We will commit. And now let's have a look into order. Here, no more setter. Okay, we have a lot of tests that basically... Yeah, but we could update that now. So this is basically... No, we can't. We had one constructor, but this one didn't even care about the ID. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky now. What do we do about all those tests? And yeah, this we were also hiding away. This might be now again some of those yeah, these were removing the... We might now... We don't have like an is approved method anymore. We might want to add that. Then again, this would be very similar to... I don't get... Yeah, I don't definitely want to do that. So... is approved, so and then we would rewrite that to that. We need another one for is rejected. Yes. Yeah, tests are still passing, so I guess we did that correctly. Who else is calling get status? So this would be is already created is true. Where is the last usage of get status? Okay, this is already shipped. Now we can delete that getter. Compile. Okay, we did compile. Get tags. Yeah, well, we now don't have to we now don't have to test if we calculate the tax correctly through this use case. What we now could do is write unit tests for order. We don't have tests for order yet, but we could do it like this. So we create a test. I'll check here. What do we need? Product names. It's the same smell from earlier, but let's double check again. What do I need? And they have a repository somewhere here which they filled with some products. Okay. Let's see where we get with this. Copilot. Not quite. So we have an order. Didn't we have a create new? So here. And now this takes a product. Let's only do one. And quantity 2 category, we actually don't care, I think, too much. Oh no, actually we do. Let me quickly again look what the other test was about. So there was a test for the total if we have 2 products, 2 salads and 3 tomatoes. So maybe let's also steal the tomato. Okay, what happens here? So 2 salads and 3 tomatoes. Was that our use case? Yes. So calculate tax and total. Let's just run all tests. We see this one failing because again this was Copilot, but this 213, this looks quite good as if it comes from the other test. Yes, so this one I will just comment it out for now that we see. So the total should be 2320, and also I'm not sure if we should be using this. Isn't there a string? So this also passes. So yeah, again, now What did we achieve? We don't need our whole use case anymore to figure out if the order can calculate the total and the tax correctly. So we'll also remove that one. Should be in created state. Yeah, we might want to declare like a second method here, which is already created but just is created. And this might, for this case, suit better. But here we could, and again, these things we can ask. That it might make sense to, for example, this 356. Where does this come from? From up here. Like again, we're verifying that this object properly ends up here. And instead of exposing this list, we might just say again, on order, we would say items count. This would replace test here. Did I not make this public? Public int items count. And then is equal to. Yeah, so we don't need this. And here, I mean, here we can again could change that to a contains. Then we would in this test also have to create an order item, which I'm not too much a fan of. But again, this really feels here like, again, are we just passing the thing correctly? And the get text amount 783, we can probably also ask now order. With this we can ask products, I think. Yes, so product as well doesn't have tests yet. This should be big decimal. And this is as well. Wait, I want to go to the previous test. So this was the salad. We have the salad here as well. Ah, no, I made those methods private. No, I didn't. So it's calculate tax amount for 2 of them. We have 2 salad costs 356, so this is all correct. 356. So we would expect this. Again, let's work with big decimals instead. Okay, something went wrong. Is it the text amount? Yes. So we also see here this test is something, when we care about this, we now can test this elsewhere much easier than needing those repositories and such around. I don't really feel like going down the rabbit hole and moving all of that over. I think I showed it, and ultimately we probably would end up with way less assertions here. Maybe would really just care about the status and that it has items. Because ultimately this now we can all test on order. We wouldn't even need the use case anymore around it for testing. Let's have a look though. So order, those getters we kept now just for the tests, but I'm pretty sure we could do better here. The contains method we don't even use yet. Set status. Again, we could always remove them as methods like this and then move them over to be factory methods. And hide away what the status is. So this was here. No. Do that twice, so why not? Order, create shipped. Okay. I think that one we had. There is create. Oh, wait. Okay, tests are all still passing. Oh, we don't have a create rejected yet. So who's still using set status? Internally, this could be inlined. We're almost there. So again, this is create approved. This is create created, so I think this was create new. And this is create rejected. And this is create shipped. Okay, this is all still passing. Now, the first setter we can delete here. Again, set ID I think we will not get rid of because it, at least in this exercise from what I've seen, or what I assume happens is, again, in these use cases, the repository might be a Spring repository or something where we store to the database, and that's where the ID would get filled. There's a test order repository. Okay, doesn't happen here. But again, I would assume it happens like this, so I will not touch this. We go back to order. So the set and get ID we can't do much about. Getting the tags is also right now for tests. Yeah, why not? We might have some other place where we want to print the tags and the receipt, so this might be something we should expose anyway. But now, again, we can only get it out. We cannot set it to the item. We cannot manipulate it directly. It's only updated when we update order items or add order items to this order. This list, again, just tests, and I would assume this getter goes away. We should not expose this list right now, or again, unless somewhere we need to print something, but this could be also moved to this method maybe. We have 2 more getters. We have otherwise no setters in this class, so I think we achieved what we were asked to do. Order item we didn't really touch. We could figure out if this is the only place. Can't we? Yes, we can. Yes, then they become unused. So now this is also an immutable object. This was just an enum, and in product we moved the tax calculations, the name I guess we leave out, but set name. Yeah, I mean again, this could all, instead of having here this, I don't even know how this initializer type is called, static initializer, I think we could just create a factory method, factory method or a constructor that accepts those arguments. Let's quickly do that. Because now we'll do the following. And then, oh, this gets messy now. So in category, we have to do the same. But it might clear up in a moment. So we have a product, the product and the category. So here we need the comma, then comes the category. Yes. So, and again, this we could now extract as food category, and here we would do the same. Tomato. This was food. Let's get better. So again, category doesn't need setters anymore, I think. Copilot, come on. Almost there. And then those products. No, something's wrong. Like this. Like this, yes, and then here as well. Somewhere it's still wrong. Do we just miss one of them? Okay. So no one is calling this anymore. No one is calling this anymore. No one is even calling the, oh, we only care about the tax percentage right now. Okay. So we updated order item as well. No setters anymore. Orders already. That leaves us really with product. No one is calling that anymore. No one is calling get category either, but we'll leave it for now. Tests are still passing, I hope. Yes, they are. We commit quickly. Okay, we committed. So yeah, again, we could make those finals, but those are like small changes. I think that's all I wanted to show. So thank you for being with me or watching this. I hope you learned something. And that's it for this video. Thank you.